Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I've got a few tips for you if you're learning Supta Konasana, which is a posture from the Ashtanga Yoga primary series. A number of my students are learning this with me at the moment, so we've been having a lot of fun, and the reason that I call it the most fun posture of the primary series, you'll soon understand. It's one of those poses that you can't take yourself too seriously in. Everybody falls when they first start to learn this pose. But it is a really fun posture to do, so I hope you'll enjoy learning it along with me. As always, if you enjoy the video, make sure you give it a like below by clicking thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you click the bell, then you get a notification whenever I post a new video like this one. Okay, to begin, what does Supta Konasana mean? The word Supta means reclining, so it usually involves a posture where you're lying down on your back, as we will be today. And then Konasana means angle pose. So Kona is angle and then asana is pose. So it's the reclining angle pose. In Ashtanga, the most interesting part of this posture is actually the vinyasa, so the transition in and out of the posture. As you'll see, it's a little bit fun and a bit of a challenge to master. So how about I do a little demo of the posture first and the vinyasa, and afterwards we'll break it down step by step, and I'll teach you all of my best tricks to master the pose. Looks pretty fun, doesn't it? Okay, so as you can see, that roughly speaking, what the posture involves is we jump through from downward facing dog, and as you exhale, lay down on the back. Then inhale to swing the legs up and over behind the head into like a halasana position. And exhaling, you catch the toes and take them as wide as you can. So that is the state of Supta Konasana. So we're lying down on the back, legs behind the head nice and wide, and we hold for 5 deep breaths. But the really fun bit is then coming back up. So then we take a big deep breath in to lift up, to rock up onto the sit bones, hover and catch the balance before slowly exhaling to place the legs down on the mat. From there, you inhale to lift the chest, and then exhale, cross the legs and get ready for another vinyasa. So I'm going to show you a modified version to begin with, where when we're coming back to put the legs down on the floor, we're actually going to let go of the toes. And the reason for this is, until you get the feel of kind of how it feels to come forwards, the only danger really in this pose is that you're going to bang your heels on the floor. So I'll give you a few tips to avoid that. But to begin with, just to get the flow of the pose, I want you to let go of the toes before you bring the legs down. So that's going to look like this. Jump through and exhale, lay down slowly with control. Flatten out the lower back to the mat so the abs are strong. And then inhale, legs up, hands catch the toes, and exhale to take the position of Supta Konasana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And then use your inhale and gently push off the toes. Let go of the feet and place your legs down slowly as you can. Now, once you've got the hang of that version, it's time to start holding on to the toes as you let the legs come down. And the trick here is to keep your legs completely straight. So the temptation is when you reach this position, you get nervous, and so you bend your knees to try and kind of break your fall, if you like, because I guess we're nervous about our knees, our ankles, so we just bend them to avoid too much strain. But when you bend your leg, you are guaranteed to hit your heel first. Whereas if you keep your leg completely extended, do you see what happens? My calf muscle lands on the floor. So even if you lose control and you slam down a little bit harder than you might intend, If you have your legs completely straight, the calf muscle is going to soften your landing. So it's that first little retraining of your mind and your attention when you're in this pose is keep the legs completely straight, knees locked. Okay, so if you want to now have a go with me trying to keep the legs straight, you can still let go of the toes if you like for the first few times that you practice the posture. But if you feel ready, then let's do it. I might just move my bolsters a little bit over to the side, and then I've got enough space. Okay, here we go. So inhale, we jump through. Exhale, lay down with control. Inhale, legs up. Catch the toes and exhale, take the position. I haven't got quite enough space behind me, but that's okay. Take your legs as wide as they can. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Try to catch the balance. Exhale to come down. So you see I slammed down a little bit hard there, but it was fine because my calves were engaged because my legs were straight. And then once you're down, you have another inhale. Exhale, release and prepare to jump back. I'm just going to show you one more time with my mat at a slightly different angle. So hopefully I've got a bit more space behind me and you might also be able to see it a bit more clearly from this angle. Okay. So we inhale to jump through, exhale, lay down, lower belly strong, inhale, lift, legs back, hold the toes, exhale, take Supta Konasana. Just pretend that I've done 5 breaths. Inhale, rock, exhale, down. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, release and cross the legs. Okay guys, that's pretty much all you need to know about Supta Konasana. The main thing that I want you to remember is if you're holding onto your toes and letting your legs come down, keep your legs straight. Don't let that voice in your head tell you that you need to bend your knees. If you bend your knees, you know what's going to happen. You're going to bang your heels. It's not the end of the world, but it really hurts. So try and keep the legs straight, but release the toes if you need, especially for the first few times that you're practicing it, just till you get used to the vinyasa. The only other piece of advice I would have for you is when you're in the state of Supta Konasana with the legs behind the head, just as you would do in your shoulder stand, make sure that there's no weight on the base of your neck. So ideally you want the weight to be on the backs of the shoulders and the upper back, and your neck bones should be hanging off the floor. So you shouldn't get a little bruise or a scab on the base of your neck, okay, when you do this posture. If you do, you need to adjust the position of your shoulders, or you might even need a blanket, underneath your shoulders when you do this pose. So have somebody check for you, and if you need, then modify with a blanket. So I hope these tips are useful for you when you're learning this posture. If you enjoyed the video and you did find it useful, then make sure you click the like button, the thumbs up below. And if you subscribe to my channel and click the bell, then you'll get notifications whenever I post new tutorials. And I've got lots of stuff coming up about the postures in the primary series. So make sure you're subscribed and you'll be the first to hear. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, then please leave them in the box below, and I look forward to seeing you here next time.